Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Aussie Goddess. It's Yvonne here to do your daily What's Cracking for Saturday the 29th of December. Nearing the end of the year now, getting pretty close. I'm using the Handsome Roberts deck for your reading. I do know a lot of people asked me about the Pagan Tarot yesterday. I did reply to a couple of people and just say it is the Pagan Tarot. It is by Lo Scarabello. So it looks like that, if anybody wants to know. But that's the one with the really very, I don't even know what you call them. Sort of very modern sort of 50s, 60s pictures, which are pretty cool. But I'll use that for a read later on today. Okay. But for this one, we'll use the Handsome Roberts deck. So usually trying to people moving away from things at the moment. How many of you are moving away from relationships that did not go anywhere? Friendships, whatever. There's a definite feel of movement today. I feel like people are giving up on a lot of things at the moment. Okay, let's get cracking. I was going to say, if you want personal readings, please look at the weekly videos because I do put everything underneath the weekly video. So if you are looking for personal readings, you'll find what you're looking for there. I've got my cards upside down. I think they're all over the place anyway. So this is the card that's coming out today, Six of Pentacles. Remember I just said I feel like people are up and leaving things today. People are giving up on things. This is like not having an equal give and take in a relationship. Now, this doesn't mean just in romantic relationships. This means in friendships, family relationships, the whole thing. You know, it can be sometimes you just keep putting love into something and people just keep treating you really poorly. And, you know, there comes a point in time where you have to pull the plug because they don't get it. And even if you talk to them 1,000 times, some people do not understand that they have to give back. They think you're there for their benefit, so they completely take you for granted. So this is definitely about sort of evening out the scales in that regard. So I really feel that's happening for a lot of people in relationships at the moment. There's this real energy of people giving up. They've tried so many times now, and there's just an energy of wanting to just give up and walk away. Okay, so we have a Knight of Pentacles coming in here. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is often an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is generally something coming to you through somebody who could be representative of those signs, but I really feel a lot of the time the energy of this card is what is important, and sometimes it might be that somebody is trying to get something to you, but they're very slow in coming round. So if you've been dealing with someone who hasn't been getting it, they could come around, but they're going to be very slow at doing that. So it's sort of like if you're walking away from something, you know, and you've decided to leave something behind, whether it be family, friends, whatever, it's possible they could come around, but they're not going to do it in a hurry. So you might as well move on. Now, the moon's coming up here. So what this tells me is there's some sort of secrets here. They could be secrets that this person's keeping, but more so it may be that there's something going on that you don't yet understand. So in some relationship situations, it could be that this person is not aware of what they're doing, but the moon says to me it's possible that they could come around in time. Okay, then we have the Empress. Now, see, you need to move on and be who you are born to be. If you are, you know, putting all this energy and love and caring into something that isn't benefiting you, then the universe is saying it's time to move on and be the person you are. Don't stick around for situations that don't deserve you. The Empress is a person who's ready to birth something new. She's ready to start again. So the card's saying that you have the power here to start something new, to move on to something so much better. So don't be scared to leave that behind. Okay, Two of Pentacles coming out here. So this is about balance. It's generally something like a head over heart decision. This boy's, you know, trying to ignore what's going on around him so he can concentrate on which pentacle he's going to go with. But the pentacles are just still going up and down. So there's some sort of decision that you need to make, but you're still toying with that idea. Okay, and then we have the Two of Rods. So this is about moving down a different path here. Sorry, I'm just listening to messages and I'm thinking there's so many messages. This was so strong this morning, so I don't know who's going through this, but the energy is just so strong today for people walking away from things. And I'm not sure if it's Christmas that's brought this about, but and it's possible if you're dealing with family members, you're walking down a different path. You're still toying with the idea because maybe you just want to give them one more chance. Maybe they're not going to see it at the moment. I can see by the moon, whatever this is, the person is not going to see it. Now, there is a soulmate relationship here. Again, this doesn't have to be a romantic love. When we talk about the Two of Cups, we talk about two people who see eye to eye. So it can be a friendship and it can be family. I know I've been corrected a couple of times, but I'm sorry. This is what this card means. Soulmates can be your best friend. So you could have even had a situation with a really good friend where you've decided that you're putting in all the energy and they're giving nothing back. This is about learning to, respect and honor each other. But soulmates aren't always in our lives for the best of reasons, and we do outgrow people. So you should never feel bad if you've outgrown someone. But sometimes people are just too much. I think it's really hard, like when someone's in a situation and you keep giving them support, but they don't understand how to get themselves out of that victim mode. And sometimes you just have to walk away and let them heal by themselves. No matter how much help you give them, sometimes this is up to them here. So it could be for some of you that sort of situation where you're trying to invest in someone who's maybe had a heartbreak or gone through a hard time. But the more you invest in them, it seems the more needier they become, or the more entrenched they become in their situations. So there comes a time when tough love is absolutely the answer. But for you, this is about you understanding that it's okay to walk away from something. You need to take your time out to shine a light on why you feel like you've got to fix people, help people, or whatever. Now, I'm not talking about the general, because I got pulled up on that last time too. The general helping people, I'm okay. I think that's fine. If you're helping someone get over something, that's great. What I'm talking about is enabling. Enabling someone to depend on you for help. That is not correct. That is not good for you, and it's not good for the other person. And a lot of times we do that because we feel that we have this innate need to rescue people. And it's not what we're here for. They need to learn to rescue themselves. So sometimes with the Hermit, this is talking about shining a light on what you need. Because helping other people is great, and a lot of us do it for our businesses. I work in disabilities. I've worked in disabilities for over 25 years, and I fully understand that you can help a person to a certain degree, but they really need to lean on their own resources. So, what you need to do is you need to build their capacity to help themselves. And I know that's really difficult for some of you because you feel that you're sort of trying to help, but sometimes it's not about us, it's about the other person. Okay, so then we have the Ten of Cups. So this is actually leading somewhere. You're learning something from this, because this is taking you down a pathway where you're sort of gaining insight into how to lead your life healthily, which is really good. So definitely walking away from something to bring yourself happiness here. Okay, and this is part of your karmic journey. So this is definitely something you're meant to do to straighten the scales out. So you've done the right thing. Whatever this situation is, you've done the right thing. I'll just go back over that and just make sure that we've got the right. We're definitely give and take here. This is about walking away from someone to get them to understand how they need to balance out their own lives. They're used to depending on other people, and they need to be independent. And depending on others for a certain level is great, but there has to come a time when a person has to become, it's a bit like children. There's a really good analogy they've just shown me. You know, when a child's really small and you start off, you do everything for them as a baby, everything. And then as they get a little bit older, you expect some things back, right? So you might expect them to help you clean up their toys in their room. You might expect them to help to dress themselves or bath themselves. You teach them how to wash themselves. You teach them how to take care of themselves. And then as they get bigger, you expect more from them and they expect less from you. So by the time they get to being sort of an adolescent, they're pretty independent if you've sort of done the right thing by leading them down that path. I know some people have I have family who totally do everything for their children, and I'm always thinking, why do you keep doing that? That child needs to learn to be independent. They've got to go and live off their own life sooner or later. So it's like that with people. If you've got someone who's an adult around you and you've been helping them out with something, that's fantastic. But sooner or later, you have to withdraw that and let them take care of themselves. Now, if you've got someone who's an aged parent or someone who's unwell, who has Alzheimer's, or senility, then, you know, I mean, obviously that's a little different. So please take that out and be sensible with that. I'm not saying to withdraw your care for them, but what I'm trying to say is if someone is capable, then there comes a time when you need to step back a little bit and let them take the lead or let them become a bit more independent and maybe support them to do that, help them to look at what they can do to help themselves out. But this is definitely about this here. I feel like this is someone that you were very close to in the past. So it could still be a romantic relationship, but I feel like you're enabling them to not see their own light here because the Hermit is shining the torch on this soulmate couple here. So there's like a need to awaken them, a need for them to wake up. But you're definitely moving down a different path here. So whatever this is, you've realised you need to walk a different direction. Okay, so we have the Page of Rods coming up here. Now he's yelling something out to the universe here. So there's something coming in that will actually make you realise that you're on the path here. You're on the right path. You've made the right decision here. This one's energy is one of, being assured that you're going in the right direction here. So, I mean, I'm not saying this isn't hard. I think it's obviously been a decision, especially with this moon here, that you've had to make. But the universe says you need to move on and birth your own things, do things that are right for you now. But anyway, comment underneath. I'm happy to be aware of what everybody's doing, but the energy's very strong today. The card that's come out is the No Need to Worry card. So, and I think this is really, really good advice from Spirit. You have no need to worry about this person. It'll all work out right. It'll all work out the way it's supposed to. Maybe a very slow process, but it's going to work out. Okay, have a great day, everyone.